Hey there, everybody. Well, the Jets have hired Adam Gase, the Dolphins' former head coach, to be their next head coach. So one of the interesting questions here as Gase takes over the Jets is, can he fix their ailing offense? Obviously, this is an offense that has been in a tailspin for a number of years here, yet there is some optimism now with Sam Darnold in the fold that the Jets might just finally have a legitimate quarterback that they can call their own for years to come. So Gase has experience working with quarterbacks. He worked with Jay Cutler and got some progress out of him in Chicago. Didn't really have a great quarterback in terms of Ryan Tannehill in Miami. Darnold's ceiling is probably higher than Tannehill's, but there's no real way of telling what Darnold might become. In Denver, Gase worked with Peyton Manning, so he obviously has an idea of how a successful elite Hall of Fame level quarterback prepares and works. So that should help going forward. I think the fact that Gase is an offensive-minded guy is a good thing for the Jets. They obviously needed that. I mean, they have not had an offensive-minded coach since 1995 when they hired Rich Kotite, who was obviously a disaster. But 6 times since then, they had hired a coach, including Bill Parcells, who was great. And all 6 of those coaches were defensive-minded head coaches. So I think Gase has the ability and the potential here, if he's given the right players by Mike Maccagnan, if Maccagnan does a good enough job of repairing the Jets' offensive line this offseason, I think Gase has the ability to do some good things for this Jets offense. And look, the bar is pretty low for what this Jets offense has accomplished. I mean, if you go by the Football Outsiders defensive, or rather offensive DVOA ratings, the Jets 29th this year is where they finished. They were 24th the year before. In 2016, they were 31st. They had a pretty good year in 2015, as you may recall, with Brandon Marshall and Ryan Fitzpatrick. They were 14th that year in DVOA. But the previous 4 years, they were 25, 27, 30, and 21. 21 being in 2011 when their playoff drought started. So they really have not fielded a good offense in some time. They have not finished higher than 14th in those Football Outsiders offensive DVOA ratings since 2004 when they were 5th. So the 14th finish in 2015 was their high water mark for more than a decade before that. So look, the bar is low for what it takes to be a quality offense for this Jets organization, but the task here for Gates is to get the most out of Darnold, and I think he probably can. He's certainly got better qualifications than Jeremy Bates for his ability and his potential, Gates' ability and potential to get something out of this Jets offense. Now, can it be an elite offense? Can it be one of the top offenses in the league? I think you'll see improvements this year. I don't think it'll be a 29th ranked offense again, but the personnel will largely dictate what the Jets can do. Can they get a number 1 wide receiver in some way, shape, or form? Can they get Le'Veon Bell? Can they fix their offensive line, which is a huge, huge issue? Those will be just as important tasks for Mike Maccagnan as the X's and O's stuff will be for Gase come the regular season.